Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Friday Night Comics. It's Friday. Let's talk some comics. How's everybody doing out there today? I see Della and Shady and Old Guy Gamer, Rotten Corpse. It looks like everybody that's in the chat right now. How you guys doing? Everything doing good? Hey, Evolved. How you doing, man? Hey, Oki. Ham fried rice. Nice. I'm not a big ham person personally, but I understand the attraction. Okay, so we'll get into the upcoming releases and then some news articles, and we'll see how far we can get in those before I fall asleep. I was out doing yard work today, so I'm a little tired. So I apologize on that front. Plus, I'm down to one monitor again, so we're going to have to deal with that. I am going to get that sorted at some point here. Eventually, I'll figure out how to replace that broken HDMI input without frying my system. All right, so let me make sure everything's working. Come on, internet. My internet is such trash. Buddy used but new to me toaster. Looking forward to testing it. Nice. There's nothing better in life than getting a new toaster because happiness is a warm toast. Long day at the office. Portable timber mill. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a long day. I hate working out in the sun, mostly because I'm kind of lazy, but also because I don't do well with heat. That's why I don't live in the desert. So I kind of hate summer. So sorry if you can hear the fan. I know some people with better headphones could probably hear it, but not much I can do about it because it's like 100 degrees in the house. All right, let's check out next week's DC books. Trade paperback of what is possibly the stupidest James Tynion IV storyline from Batman. I am probably going to drop Batman. It is just going downhill. They're pushing more and more into this 5G crap, which means they're probably going to replace Bruce Wayne with this Jace character, one of Lucius Fox's kids, and it's going to be annoying. So I don't want any part of that, and Tynion's been slipping anyway. This whole thing with the magistrate is fucking stupid, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm already swearing, so it's going to be a fun ride. I should be drunk for this, but I don't drink anymore. All right, Batman Fortnite. I probably will pick that up. Mostly because I want to review them, but I don't know anything about Fortnite, and I have the other issues. I just haven't read them yet. But I've heard it's a good story. Catwoman, I'm not going to get that, although that is kind of a cool cover. What is this crap? Get this crap off my screen. All right, Deceased, I don't care about. The next Batman is the Future State one with the Jace Fox that I don't care about. Nightwing, no. I would like to say it's going to be good, but it's not. It's Tom Taylor, and that cover looks boring. Ruby, Justice League, I don't know what Ruby is, so I'm just going to skip that one. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I feel like Scooby-Doo, that series is pretty good. Static, issue 1. This is a 5-part miniseries relaunching Milestone. I'm not going to get it just because of the BLM stuff. And the art isn't very good. It's very weird, cartoony art, and I don't like it. I like Static, but I liked him in Milestone the first time. I got to reread those. The price just skyrocketed on those, too. The last issue is like $175 now. I thought that was insane. But I'm not going to get this just because it's obviously very BLM inspired and racially polarizing, which is really sad. It could be a really cool comic with some cool characters, but they're going that route. And the Milestone stuff that I read, that Milestone Zero, which that review's got to get finished yet. They were all very, very anti-white from what I could tell. The cops are all evil, and there's no good white people. They're all bullies and bad guys. So I don't have any interest in that. If you want to play racial politics, I'm not going to give you money. I don't care what direction it's going. Superman, Woman of Tomorrow, I have zero interest in that. It probably could be good, but I'm just cutting it back on DC. A lot of it's just not that good. But if I get real bored and impulsive, I might pick it up. Superman, Red and Blue, I'm not interested. The Flash, I'm probably going to pick this up, even though this cover looks really weird on that face. And it does tie into that stupid Heroes in Crisis thing, which I wish they would let Wally get past and ignore that it ever happened, because it was such a terrible story. And it just made fans mad. So just move on. But this is that whole Quantum Leap storyline. It's actually been okay. So that's the Flash issue. Looks like I'm going to pick up Batman Fortnite, Flash, and there's also Legends of the Dark Knight #2 supposed to come out this week. I ordered that one. So we'll see how those go. But that's it for the DC stuff. Not much of a selection, not much to it. You were working in the rain. Oh, that blows. So, yeah, that DC's really going downhill. I don't know. And I'm going to be a shameless whore and drop my Streamlabs. Hey, Costin, how you doing, man? All right, let's get into the long one. Sorry I can't interact with chat too much, and if I'm slow to respond on Streamlabs, I apologize, because it doesn't notify me. So we'll get into the main books here and look at Image for next week, the 16th. Compass, oh boy, another female Muslim hero. That is totally improbable. No, thank you. Geiger, 4th printing. 2nd print. You know what? They still have the first printings of both of these issues on the newsstand at my shop. So I could go into the comic shops I usually go to. Chances are, I know for a fact 1 out of the 3 will have these issues, and the other 2 probably do as well, because they actually tend to over-order. Good Asian is stupid. Home, I don't care about that one. It's Fifi nonsense. Ice Cream Man, it's another anthology horror book from what I can tell. I'm not interested. Jim Lives, I don't care about Jim Morrison. Jupiter's Legacy, they're capitalizing off the TV show. It's probably okay, though. Do more of those covers. Radiant Black, get it in trade. Don't read the single issues. It's not that compelling. Silver Coin, that looked like it probably is interesting for horror fans, but not really for me. Stillwater, same thing. That one looked like it might be pretty good. It's got some weird storyline, but not for me. Time Before Time, the art sucks balls in that. Again, that's one they're doing a 2nd printing of, and the first printing is still sitting on the stands, and it's not that good. It was kind of lazy. Ultra Mega, not for me. A little too gory. I like kaiju fighting, but this is gory for the sake of being gory. The Walking Dead, you've got enough of my money, Kirkman. You're milking that to death. And with like 5 covers, too. So nothing from Image for me. Dark Horse, you got your Rick and Morty art book. I don't know why you need that. I'm pretty sure a 10-year-old could draw that, but, whatever. Grendel, that's probably pretty cool, but I'd wait for the trade. This Hellsing Deluxe Edition hardcover, these looked really cool, but they're $50. Now, if you're a big Hellsing fan, you'll probably want to get this, but get it off one of the discount sites, either Amazon or In Stock or half-price trades, and save yourself a lot of money. Because while these are cool, $50 is still a lot of cash. And I haven't read Hellsing, but I've heard a lot of people recommend it to me. So that's probably a sweet, sweet addition. House of Lost Horizons. Your title's fun, but no thank you. Madman Library Edition hardcover, volume 1, $100. Yeah, good luck with that one, dude. How many people actually know who Madman is anymore? Sorry, Mike Allred, but your character is a little obscure to begin with and has made a handful of random appearances over the years. $100 is a big drop. You have to be a pretty diehard fan. Norse Mythology 2, I'm sure it's fine. I've got a couple issues from the first series, and I just totally lost interest. I didn't even read them. I was like, why did I buy these? So they're sitting there. I'm sure it's cool, but Neil Gaiman's overrated for me. And these are mostly written by other people anyway, from what I could tell. It's just got his name on it. Rangers of the Divide, cool title. I'm not interested, though. It didn't look that interesting when I flipped through it. World of Black Hammer. People love Black Hammer, and it's not even like the crazy people of Gazi Kodos. This is just a group of people that like superhero stuff that I guess are trapped on a farm or something, and stories about them. I don't care, whatever. Not my thing. They did a Justice League crossover that looked like it might be interesting, but it just wasn't my thing. So nothing from them. Let's get into IDW. We got Beauty of Horror, Color Your Destiny Tarot Deck. That's a long way of saying tarot deck. $22. No thanks. Just get a Weight Rider deck. G.I. Joe actually has 2 issues coming out this week. 282 and 283 are both on the list. 282 was solicited last week, but actually it's coming out this week. So I've got 282 and 283 on my list. Then Godzilla, that is a trash book. That is so boring. Sonic, if you like Sonic stuff, you'll probably like it. Unless you're an Archie fan from the old days of that Sonic run, then there's some people that whine about something to do with Shadow or something. I don't know. I didn't pay attention, but there's apparently some contentious problems in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic fandom, which is a much more vitriolic thing than I ever pictured could possibly be. So Sonic fans are very diehard, but I've heard this is a well-done series, so I would say give it a shot anyway. Star Wars High Republic Adventures. This is supposed to be better than the High Republic stuff from Marvel, but I still have no interest in it because the stuff I've seen of it's just still trash. This is just slightly better trash. Slightly more consistent textured poo than the sloppy stuff Marvel's plopping out. Transformers Escape. It's only a 5-issue miniseries. I've already got the first 3. I'm all in at this point. I haven't read them, but I'm going to buy them, so I'm picking that one up. And of course, Usagi Yojimbo, I am absolutely going to buy that. That's one of the best consistent books out there today. So I will continue to support Stan Sakai and his amazing comic work. This is absolutely one of the best books, value for the dollar, on the market today. So I'm going to get G.I. Joe 282, 283, Transformers Escape, and Usagi Yojimbo number 20. Then we're into Marvel. Now, you notice that I listed 5 IDW books. Yeah. And 3 DC books. Marvel, not so much. Alien, if you're interested in the Alien book, get it in trade paperback. It's really written for that format, and the serialization is just boring individually. So if you're really into it, check it out in trade. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money, and it's going to feel very unsatisfying. Captain America Annual has this new character, Overtime, in it. It might be okay. It's written by Jerry Dugan. He's a little hit and miss for me. I thought about picking it up, but I just couldn't commit to it because I didn't trust that it was actually going to be good. So I'll wait. That might be an impulse pickup. At $5, I don't really want to spend that much for something that I'm not positive on, or at least I don't have confidence in. So it's just too expensive anymore for that. So I might pick it up if I get a good recommendation and I get impulsive. And of course, there's like 5 variant covers for it, which is always a turnoff for me. The Captain America Bicentennial Battles is really cool. This is worth $30. You get the Treasury Special, which was the big oversized thing of Captain America Bicentennial Battles, and Mighty Marvel Bicentennial Calendar 1976. I think it's worth the $30. It's I believe this is a hardcover. Oh no, it's a trade paperback. But still, I'd have no problem dropping the $30 on it. I'm a huge Captain America fan from the old days, and I wouldn't feel ripped off dropping $30 on it. But you can find it cheaper other places. So there's that. Demon Days Mariko. Nope, the art's garbage, and I don't care about X books. Another stupid variant cover collection at $5. Really? Come on. You know, $5 a piece. These are all the same book. 6 covers. Fuck off. Fantastic Four number 33. Dan Slott's boring. Some people like his style, but the covers are really nicely done most of the time. I really like this cover, actually. Doom holding up the chalice. That's awesome. But I just don't like Dan Slott's writing style. He's very boring to me. And of course, you got your Deadpool variant because it's the 30th anniversary of Deadpool. And this one's a Spider-Man Villains variant for some reason. Heroes Reborn, they're rounding out the miniseries. I'll pick that up. I've got the other issues. I want to see how it ends. Why not? This series has been surprisingly much better than I expected. I didn't read any of the peripheral side stuff. I'll grab those out of the 50-cent box in a few months and read them then. Waste of money. Because they don't matter. They're all a bunch of one-shots that don't matter to the main story. They're just a bunch of cash grabs. And they all looked like cash grabs. Way more than the King in Black cash grabs and the War of the Realms cash grabs and the Absolute Carnage cash grabs. They're all just a bunch of cash grabs. And Empire, let's not forget that fiasco. Stupid ending. And of course, we've got the omnibus for the original Heroes Reborn, which was pretty solid, as I remember it. I haven't read it in 20 years, but I liked it back then. $125. It'll be like $80 off of in stock, so I would get it there if you're interested. I'd probably buy that if I had that kind of cash. Weapon X and Final Flight. Nope, that's a tie-in. $5 cash grab. Mighty Valkyries is wrapping up. It's on issue 3 of 5. Oh, look, Loki. It's almost like it's a tie-in. Nope, it's just stupid. There's the Tessa Thompson one because they did that. Miles Morales. I don't care about fake Spider-Man. All right, Daredevil. This is, of course, a Marvel Masterworks. $75. Try and get it for less than $50. If you're going to get the hardcover, nice ones, get them for less than $50. They're not worth $75. There's 10 issues in there. Yeah, those issues would cost you a lot. Don't pay that kind of cash. New Mutants are still doing that stupid prom night thing they're calling a gala because they're grown-ups. They can't have prom. So they have a gala. And no. Planet-sized X-Men, this is supposed to be a big pivotal issue for the direction of X-Men because they're going to stop the regular X-Men series because they've, quote, done what they wanted to do, which means sales are down, and they're going to relaunch X-Men with issue 1 written by Jerry Dugan. And this is supposed to be some big part of that. I don't care. Planet-sized X-Men, look, Giant Size was fine. You could have just called it that, or you could have called it annual, but Planet-sized X-Men is a stupid title. And of course, you've got a bunch of different variant covers. Stupid. Power Pack Omnibus. I was never a huge Power Pack fan. They were just kind of always around. So I don't think it's worth $125. But if you're a big Power Pack fan, again, get it off one of the discount sites. Star Wars issue 14. The Pride variant. Yeah, because of Lando, I guess. Maybe the Millennium Falcon's gay now, too. I don't know. So I lost kind of interest in these. They were just going a little slow, but I've got a big pile of them here. I quit right around issue 12, I think, 11. But they're okay. It's just slow going. They're another one you should get in the trade if you're going to read it. But they're doing this big crossover War of the Bounty Hunters. And you kind of have to read all of them. It's sort of about Han Solo in the carbonite, and Solo got swiped from Boba Fett, and he's trying to get him back, and there's a big battle to get Han Solo. That seems to be the crux of it. It looked like it's probably an okay storyline, but I'm not buying all your stupid titles. I'll just wait for the trade and get it cheap. Or buy them out of the discount bin where they inevitably will end up. Because they're not that memorable. They're kind of slow. You know, the pacing is not that quick. There's not a lot of story in an issue. Venom issue 200. It's also regular issue 35, Legacy number 200. I'm going to get that because I've been reading Venom. And I've got a bunch of reviews backlogged. I want to wait till I get through the King in Black to post them so I can post them all in order. I'm going to get that. I already worked it out with my comic shop guy. He's going to give me a little bit of a discount. But $10 is a steep grab. But I want to know how the story ends. And there's a whole ton of variant covers. Here's 5 plus the one we just saw was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 variant covers at $10 a piece. Why would you pay $120 for that? Why? What a waste of money. Just download the JPEG of the cover and buy one copy. Buy your favorite cover. I don't even care which cover I get. I'll probably just get the standard one and never look at it again because I'm going to read it once and then probably give it to my buddy's kid because he likes Venom. X-Core, I don't care. It's another X-Book. So from Marvel, out of all those we saw, I'm getting Venom and Heroes Reborn. That's it. 2 books. Stupid cash grab morons. It's a tragedy what they've done with Marvel Comics. It's really is. Breaks my heart. Dynamite. You have the Army of Darkness Xena Warrior Princess Omnibus for $30. I've heard these were good. I don't really remember them. I think I read 1 or 2 issues, but it was a long time ago, and they're supposed to be fairly entertaining. So if you're into those, $30 isn't bad for a trade paperback these days. I'd still get it cheaper off of the other sites, though. In-stock trades or Amazon or something like that. Don't pay cover price for them. Black Terror, no, that was awful. Chastity, I didn't read that. I don't care. Pathfinder, I don't care about your knockoff D&D. Pathfinder is just discount store D&D. If I want dollar store version of D&D, I can go to a dozen different places. I don't care about Pathfinder. Sacred 6, don't care. Lots of variant covers on that. Sonya Versal, not very good. Lots of variants on that. So nothing from Dynamite. Boom Studios, we've got Angel and Spike, trade paperback, volume 2. I've heard it's okay. I read a couple issues of Buffy and Angel, and they were okay, but I lost interest. Berserker issue 3, I'm going to pick that up. It got a lot better with issue 2, so I'm willing to see where it goes for a little while. $4, it's still cheaper than Batman at this point. Firefly, brand new verse. I'm just not that big of a Firefly fan, but heard it's good. If you're a Firefly diehard, maybe you'll like it. Jim Henson's Storyteller Tricksters. I have no interest in that. Those didn't look that good, and the art wasn't that good. Luna, don't care. Many Deaths of a Star, don't care. Save Yourself, don't care. 7 Secrets, don't care. So from Boom, just Berserker. There's some toys. Very expensive toys, as you can tell. $50 for this cool Avatar one of Katara. That's a really cool looking statue, actually. We got Hawkeye for $50. That's a bit overpriced. You got King Ghidorah for $90. Nah, I'd probably just get this Katara one. This Silver Surfer one for $175. No, thank you. Sabine Wren 1/6 scale bust for $120. Nah, that's too pricey for me. All right, let's get into the other publishers. 21st Centurions. I'm sure that's fine. AC puts out pretty standard superhero fares, so $6 is a bit expensive, but it's a small press, so you gotta cut them a little slack. I'm sure it's fine though. And Bonnie don't care. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I don't really care. Looks cutesy. I don't really like chibi stuff. 21st Century Boys. That sounds like a porno. There was one book I picked up last week that I mocked on here that turned out to be really good. But I bought it on impulse and it was like, I'll give it a shot. It's probably stupid. I can make fun of it. Surprisingly fun book, but that review should be up later tonight or tomorrow. I've got to finish a few things, and then the patron video will be up, and hopefully 2 or 3 books. I'll probably finish editing those during Monkey in the morning and do the final listen through afterward and post them after that. The Cinzia, nope, don't care. Another signed book for $70. Screw yourself. That's not even a good drawing. Hugo Pratt, don't care. Black Friday. If you're into horror books, it's probably fine. Bell Sirens. I think I missed this one, actually. I better write that down. I'll pick that up. Yeah, if my pen works. Yeah, $6. You know what, the Xenoscope books, I really don't have a problem paying a little more for those. They're longer stories. You get a lot more book there, and they're at least standard superhero fare. You get good guy, bad guy, beginning, middle, end. It's a complete story in a book. So I actually feel like I'm getting my money's worth, sadly, from one of the smaller, compared to like Marvel or DC, where you pick up an issue, you have no idea what's going on. And like, I was reading Batman the other day. I'm going off on old man tangents today. Just work with me here. I was reading Batman, and Batman was a secondary character in his own book. It was more about Ghostmaker and the stupid clown hunter character. It was 104, 105, somewhere in there, and 106. And when I was reading 106, I came to the realization Batman's a secondary character. He's a supporting cast member in a team book that's got his name on it. It's just the regular Batman title, and Ghostmaker plays just as big of a role as Batman. It was pathetic. And he's never, like, competent. He's always kind of stupid, and I don't know. Tinian's really lost the plot. So I'm probably dropping that book. That and the whole magistrate future state nonsense, I have no interest in that. And you want an extra $1 for that garbage? Fuck off. Blue Flag, that sounds like another gay porno. Carmen Sandiego, I'm Not 7. Case Studies of Something, it's a cool title. Chasing the Dragon is dumb, and I'm kind of half protesting heavy metal anyway. I'd rather give somebody else my money that isn't going to insult me and block me on Twitter. Let's see, Chobits 20th anniversary. Wow, that's been around 20 years. I've even heard of this one. Some chick I used to date read that. I don't remember who though. Sumerian Iron Shadows. I'm definitely going to get that. The Sumerian stuff from Ablaze has been a lot of fun. You even have like Marvel homage covers, which I'm not a big fan of, but that's cool. It's good stuff. Cold-Blooded, nah. Cold Dead War. I couldn't find issue 2. Thanks, Heavy Metal. So I'm not getting issue 3. Dead Mount Deathplay. That's a pretty cool title. Destiny New York. I don't care. That sounds like some Lifetime TV series. It's Destiny and she's in New York. Oh my gosh. Will she ever find true love? No, probably not. Doctor Who, that's just a trash fire festival in comic form and on TV. It was sad. Titan used to do pretty good Doctor Who stuff. Fist of the North Star, new Version of it's hardcover, $20. That's probably pretty good. I've heard good things about that. I'm not a huge fan of this art style, but if you're a big old school like 70s, 80s manga fan, you probably dig it. Golden Commute, I don't know what that is. Great Gatsby, are you kidding me? I'm not getting the Great Gatsby in comic book form, okay? I didn't even watch the big-headed guy, DiCaprio's movie on it. No, thank you. Heart-shaped tears. That sounds like somebody's journal. Judge Dredd, Guatemala. That might be good. Kaiju Score. That's probably stupid. Kitty Quest. Knight of Ice. Cool title. He's a little effeminate, but the armor looks kind of cool. Legend of Anti-Poe. Is that a porn? Magic Treehouse. I'm Not Five. Classics Dracula. That could be cool. Midnight Sky. Logan's Run homage. That's fun. If you like detective stuff, these like Minky Woodcock Girl, Electrified Tesla, that's probably pretty good. This entire hard-boiled line is pretty good if you like detective stuff. Mischief and Mayhem, that's a kid's book. Monster Friends, I hope that's a kid's book. Ninja High School, I don't like the art, but it's been around for ages. Nottingham, that's possibly going to be good. I don't know. It looked like it might be okay, but I'm not getting it. Perfect World, don't care. This art is trash. That guy looks scary. One-shot story of bullying. That dude looks like he's like... I don't think I can say that on YouTube. Now 10 comic... Oh, it's Fantagraphs. No, they make crap. Oku Inner Chambers. I'm incredibly judgmental on these because you don't have much to work with. So you kind of have to just eyeball it and say that I'm getting this or I'm not. Ruby Official Manga. I don't know. Is Ruby any good? In like 3 minutes, tell me in chat when I'm done with this. Because I see it around a lot. And they're doing that big crossover with DC. But I don't really know anything about it. Resident. That might be okay. I don't know. It's probably not. Vault. And there's a girl with a bow and arrow, so she's all Katniss. Resistance Uprising. That first book was Orange Man Bad, so I'd avoid that. Seven Swords. I've taken a risk on this one. It looks like it's a retelling of Seven Samurai, but with different characters. So this time we've D'Artagnan from the Three Musketeers is putting a team together. And he's getting Captain Blood, Don Juan, Cyrano de Bergerac, some Muslim chick, and some other people. This could be good. And it's written by some TV guy that did or movie guy that did the script for Snow White and the Huntsman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the shitty one with Michael Bay, and Divergent. I'm not a big fan of most of that stuff. The Snow White one was okay, but it's Seven Samurai. So Magnificent Seven. They probably don't even know Seven Samurai, so it's probably a knockoff of the other one, Magnificent Seven. So we'll see. But I'm going to get that just to see if it's any good. I'm hoping it is. Aftershocks 50-50 sometimes, but it might be good. Show me history, Helen Keller. They're lucky I didn't write that. It'd be so mean. The whole book is just sounds. Oh man, I'm a bad person. Silver City, no, blank cover, go fuck off. All right, here's the regular cover. Captain Harlock, Space Pirate Captain Harlock. I am going to get this just because I really don't remember anything about the animated series, but I remember having seen a few episodes with Captain Harlock. And I always thought the character looked cool. I just hated the art style. But Ablaze is doing this, and they do the Sumerian stuff, so it's probably okay. They've only had a couple of books that I didn't like Gung Ho. So I'm going to give this one a chance. Could be pretty cool. It's got a bunch of variant covers, though, that annoys me. Steak is trash. Star-Crossed garbage. Super Magic Forest. That sounds like a safe space that is named that in some, like, university. I'm going to go to my safe space at the Super Magic Forest where puppies love me. Those not so sweet boys. Sounds like something bad happened in Deliverance. Triage X, that sounds hot. Visitor, what a really big letdown story that was. World's End Harem, great title. X-Men Legends signed variant, $50. Fuck off. So from the other publishers, I'm getting Sumerian Iron Shadows #3, Seven Swords #1, Space Pirate Captain Harlock #1, and probably that Bell Sirens. So, oh, hey, Becca. Hey, BG. Ruby's decent enough, but not up your alley. Okay, cool. Yeah, it didn't look like something I was going to be interested in. Hey, Louie. Hey, Ryan. How you doing? James? Oh, it's good to see so many people dropping in. Yeah, sorry, it's hard to check chat and do all this. Oh, hey, Angela. Hey, Dr. Keeve. Jedi Ghost Bear. Oh, all kinds of people are here. How's everyone doing? I'm glad everybody showed up. All right, we're just getting to the fun bit with the news. Let me get a drink of my Coca-Cola. Yeah, so I'm really not getting much this week again. Yeah, you're not wrong, Oki. Comics is rapidly approaching the cutoff point to price out a large portion of its remaining fandom. It's just too expensive. I mean, I get discounts at all three of the shops I go to, and I'm still cutting back on the number of titles. This was actually a big week for me compared to what has been going on for, the last 2-3 weeks. Yeah, I might get 14 books if I pick up that Bell issue. So, yeah, they're not going to get much out of me this time. And quite frankly, I'm not upset about it. It's really sad. So let's get into our articles here and see what kind of nonsense awaits. Some of these I haven't read yet, so we're in this together. All right, buckle in, everybody. It's going to get stupid. All right, Emilia Clarke's debut comic book. Yeah, we're jumping right into this. Follows a single mom whose secret weapon is her period. This is from Variety. First of all, that is a horrifying image. What the hell is that? Are you trying to give people nightmares? Like, you're lucky you're kind of pretty, Emilia Clarke, especially with that white wig from Game of Thrones, and I do nasty things with you. But you're not going to age well. You're British. She's lucky she's pretty, though. As a kid in London, Emilia Clarke got a distinct vibe from her local comic shop. No girls allowed. No, girls thought comic shops were icky. Oh, they're watching each other? Oh, that's kind of hot. What's up, Elizabeth Olsen? Oh, sorry, distracted. The Emmy nominee and lead of the HBO pop culture juggernaut Game of Thrones, was she really the lead? Was therefore doomed to spend her adolescence reading hand-me-down comics from her older brother and meeting Cape Crusaders of the big screen, she said. Well, she's full of shit. Nobody stopped her from going in the door, and her brother was nice enough to give her comics. She could go get her own. Back then, she's not that old, but you could still get comics at newsstands. I read a lot of fantasy novels full of rich worlds as a child, like Lord of the Rings. This is always the place my imagination would gravitate toward. Later on, when I went to Comic-Con for the first time at 22 with Game of Thrones, I was amazed at what I saw. Almost entirely men. Yeah, it's a male-dominated hobby. Later, as tides turned in the industry and Me Too emerged, what does that have to do with the comic industry? I began to look at the community through eyes, and it was arresting, she said. Oh, so you got a skewed view from your weirdo politics. Cool story, bro. Look, advertisement. Clark started dreaming about what a comic book might look like from her perspective, a notion that quickly gained steam. She recruited an all-female creative team. Well, there's your first problem. And made a comic featuring what is undoubtedly one of the most progressive female heroes in the genre. I doubt that. Mom, Mother of Madness, will publish in July from Image Comics. Co-written by Clark and Marguerite Bennett. Bombshells, which is stupid. Josie and the Pussycats, which was really lazy. She also did Sheena, which was hit and miss. The first issues weren't bad. It went downhill as it went, though. She really didn't know what to do with the male sidekick other than making him a bungling idiot. With art from Leela Lies of Horde. I don't know who that is. In doing my research, I found that 16% of comic book creators are female, according to a 2019 study, and only 30% of comic book characters are women. On the other hand, roughly half the comic book buyers are female. I find that kind of difficult to believe. It might be, but I don't think there's quite half. What do I know? I only used to run a comic shop. Something did not sit right with me in that exchange, and all these signs are telling me to make my own. Or you're going to shop it around for a Netflix deal. Mom is centered on Maya. A single parent whose life is upended by the discovery of superpowers. She's a single mom that's got to get shit done. Wow. You're very hood. This was born from the idea that single mothers are superheroes. Are they? Or did they just make poor life choices? Or their husbands are dickheads or something. I don't think they're superheroes. Do your job. You need superhuman strength to do that. Find a partner. When you get into your 30s and your friends start having kids, you're like, oh my God, I was not aware of what it took. Holy shit. Okay. Maybe have kids in your 20s then. Another key identifier for the character is that all her powers manifest from her menstrual cycle. The bloating, the hair growth, the mood swings, the acne, all of it. We hate that when it happens, speaking for myself and everyone I've ever met who has had a period. What if we turned that around and made the period something we could feel as a unique, crazy, superhuman thing that happens in our body? What, sitting around eating Haagen-Dazs and crying? Yeah, it's great. Yeah, fuck you. When Maya is scared, she goes invisible. When she's angry, she has superhuman strength. She can swing like Spider-Man from her armpit hair. That's gross. Through both lenses, Clark and her creative team sought to lionize the single mom, whose media depiction is usually one of struggle, sadness, and efforts to rebalance her life with a male partner. You're clearly not a single parent, because having to do it all by yourself is not fun. Why would you want to lionize that? Why would you want to say that people that have to work twice as hard are something to be idolized? Okay. When it comes to Menzies, the actor thinks it's way past time that we normalize something that over half the world population experiences. In upcoming editions of the 3-part comic miniseries, Maya utilizes inflated boobs to help thwart a human trafficking ring. We all know that it's normal, okay? Nobody is saying it's not normal. You don't need to normalize something that is a biological fact that we've known for time immemorial. This is just more talking point nonsense. She's so ashamed of her powers at the start. It's mental. Even today, if your tampon falls out of your bag, it's embarrassing. Why? Yeah, why are you embarrassed? Okay, whatever. Grow up. You're a baby brain. You're lucky you're pretty, lady. Though its topical themes and raunchy humor, the publisher describes the tone of the series as Deadpool action meets Fleabag comedy. Lend themselves to film. Oh, there's a shock. Clark's ambition was not to create a vehicle for the screen. Sure thing, honey. Rather an artifact she could enjoy on my deathbed. That's a weird thing to achieve. Yeah, remember, I was a lonely cat lady, but I made a comic book about armpit hair powers. And yeah, but some of us aim for higher. Like, yeah, I saved somebody's life once, or yeah, I had this amazing family. I raised my kids right. No, but you do you, lady. She's already ticked the box on comic book adaptations, having joined the cast of Marvel Studios' anticipated Secret Invasion, a Disney Plus original that, yeah, nobody cares. Yeah, it's about the Kree. It's going to be about illegal immigration. The people behind it are the best of what they do. She's never returned to Westeros. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, Mother of Madness is currently in pre-sale and hits the stands July 21st. All right, so what do you guys think? Should I pick this up? Because that might give me nightmares. And I don't know why there's a button on the... what is... Okay. I want to know, does Emilia Clarke have armpit hair? And does she trim downstairs? Because I'm starting to think she doesn't. So let's check in with the chat. Taking a shit is normal. Yeah, where's Shipman when you need him? And Shipman and Spooge Boy. Flatulence Man. Did Howard Stern have a Fart Man character for a little while? Who's going to China? Oh, you still got that guy digging out? And wow. Yeah, period powers to kill a boner. Mm-hmm. No, I shouldn't get it. Worst thing that's going to happen is when some kid picks up your tampon and flies it like a rocket. It's a mousey and a telescope. It's two toys in one. You take it apart, you get a little telescope, and then you have a little mousey on a string. A pad with wings, yeah. Raise the shields, the maxi shields. Now with wings. Thanks, BG. Seems a little split. I'll probably put up a poll on the Twitter machine later. See what you guys think. All right, next article. This is one I didn't have listed on the thing, but Bounding Into Comics has got a new article on this. This has actually been known for a while. Mindy Kaling led adult-oriented Scooby-Doo animated comedy to focus on race swap development will not feature Scooby-Doo. This got announced like a year ago. But the big deal now is that she came out and announced that they're going to race swap it. Well, everybody knew that. That was speculation back then. So Warner Media has revealed a number of new details regarding actress Mindy Kaling's upcoming adult-oriented Scooby-Doo animated comedy, including this is Bounding Into Comics, by the way, including its focus on a race swap East Asian version of Velma Dinkley, and a complete lack of both Mystery Machine and the franchise's Great Dane. First of all, Velma was Asian in one of the recent movies from like 2011. So who cares? And of course, because Mindy Kaling makes everything racial. She seems obsessed with making everything into her. She can't see that seems to be her thing, is she's a one-trick pony. She plays that Indian girl. That's all she knows how to play. No depth to the characters. So here we are. These new pieces of information first came to public attention during Warner Brothers Global Kids, Young Adults, and Classics President Tom Ashman's June 18th keynote presentation for the TV Kids Summer Festival, a virtual event that nobody probably watched. When asked by panel host and TV Kids Group editorial director Anna something I can't pronounce about how he had been finding and nurturing talent, that sounds creepy, Ashman asserted that it has always been the most important thing we do, no matter what generation we are in this business, before proceeding to present Kaling's Scooby-Doo series as an example of how his studio has pursued said talent development. I cannot read. I don't know why they keep showing pictures from other shows. Like, let's see this stupid race swapped Velma. Oh yeah, they haven't released anything. We have a not for children Mindy Kaling project called Velma because she was excited to reimagine what Scooby-Doo would be like if Velma were of East Asian descent and lived in a different world. Well, then it's not Scooby-Doo, is it? It's a show about Velma. So why do you even mention Scooby-Doo? Oh yeah, you want to market it that way. Cultural vandals, man. And that version, which is going to be on HBO Max first, there's no dog, there's no van, but we have our four key characters through a different lens. Different lenses? Okay. So allowing our creators to play with our IPs is super powerful. No, it's lazy woke points. Interestingly, this is not the first time Velma has been race swapped, but race swapped to be of Asian descent. In the live-action universe of Scooby-Doo, The Mystery Begins in its sequel, Scooby-Doo, Curse of the Lake Monster, Velma was portrayed by half-Japanese actress Hayley Kiyoko, a role which established Kiyoko as the first non-white actor to portray a member of Mystery Inc. And I have a new fetish. How you doing? Yum. First announced as in development on February 10th, the series will reportedly serve as a prequel to the Scooby-Doo story, with Kaling acting as both the series writer and titular bespectacled detective's voice actress. Oh, yay. This is stupid. This is insanely stupid. And it's probably going to fail. Like a lot of this woke crap does. Because she's not funny. I'm sorry. She thinks she's really funny, but she's not. And all this is another attempt to destroy a cultural icon and make it woke and just take away something you knew and just turn another redhead into yet another race swap character. Yeah, it sounds like, hey, let's take Scooby-Doo, completely change everything about it, and get rid of the dog. That's not Scooby-Doo. This is just some East Asian girl who has the same name. Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. They are devoid of creativity. It is just a cash in. This is a cash grab. Yep. Until people walk away from this stuff, it's never going to stop. Hey, Eagle, how you doing? So people need to walk away from this crap and say enough is enough and start supporting people that do interesting, good stuff. And we're seeing this over and over again. It keeps playing out the same way. They keep doing this shit to us, and people keep not supporting it. You have to support stuff that is good so that will get popular and get money. But people are just kind of tuning out right now. I need another Coca-Cola, so excuse me a moment. As I knock everything on the floor. I didn't need those paper towels anyway. One of the great things about streaming from your kitchen is that your fridge is within arm's reach. So, all this is just making me annoyed. I really hate to see how much of beloved things from my childhood are being destroyed by these locusts. These cultural locusts. They want to come in and change everything. Do we need an adult-oriented Scooby-Doo? Why? It's a kid's show. It's a silly, goofy premise. We have an adult version of this. It's called Ghost Hunters. It's still on TV. There's like 50 paranormal shows on between Sci-Fi and Travel Channel and American Destination America, something like that. Those channels all have ghost hunting shows. Ghost Brothers is pretty funny, though. So do we really need an adult version of this? This is stupid. Just make a kid's show. If they would just make new episodes of the original Scooby-Doo, it'd be way more popular and you'd get multiple generations of loyal fans and make way more money. They don't care about that, though. This is about destroying the past and feeding their ideology. Yeah, their ideas are exactly that. They're childish and they can't grow up, Eagle. We've raised generations now of people that are incapable of thinking beyond being a baby brain toddler. Don't say that, Buster. They might do it. My mind went in a different direction. I thought of parody porn. They have parody porn of stuff like this. I watched the Wizard of Oz one recently, and it was rather disturbing. This show's not for children, by the way, in case nobody noticed that. All right, let's get to another article I can complain about. I'm in a mood today. All right, this one was from PJ Media. It's a right-wing source, so be aware of that. WorldCon ordered to apologize and pay conservative author John Della Rose for banning him and calling him racist. John Della Rose is very controversial in the comic book, YouTube, Twitter sphere. That's irrelevant. This is about what happened here, not about how controversial he is. Now, of course, this is a right-wing source, so that does play in. The snowflakes at WorldCon are having a very bad weekend. On Friday, the San Francisco chapter of WorldCon settled a lawsuit and agreed to pay restitution and issue a public apology for banning conservative author John Della Rose from their convention in 2018. It took 3 years to settle this, and besmirching him as a racist. Della Rose is the most dangerous Hispanic voice in science fiction because he refuses to back down in the face of political bullies. A little puffing there. The time of the banning, Della Rose was under serious mob attack from social justice warriors trying to drive him out of the sci-fi community. That's nothing new. They do that with a lot of people they don't like. I think he's got some kind of beef going with the Sci-Fi Writers Association too, because they were trying some of this shit. SJWs even sent a spring-loaded exploding can of penis-shaped glitter to his home, which scared his wife and children. Yeah, I think that was a bomb. And I would be, if somebody did that to me, yeah, it wouldn't go well. The ban resulted when Della Rose asked WorldCon for security measures because he feared for his safety due to the mob-like attacks on him and his family from the industry insiders. Instead of helping him, WorldCon banned him and made public statements claiming the author was a racist and a bully with no substantiated evidence to back those statements up. The author's known Della Rose for a while. He is kind of a troll. He's not vicious but provocative in ways, blah, blah. I don't know Della Rose, so I can't confirm or deny that. He's been nice to me, but Six Scale Combat disagrees, and Six Scale's been really nice to me too. So those two have beef about Napalm Brothers issue 2. Not my monkey, not my circus kind of situation, so I'm not involved in that. But nonetheless, Della Rose won this as a settlement. Now WorldCon has agreed to pay him $4,000 and issued this apology. SFSFC acknowledged the importance of reputation, especially for a relatively new author, and regrets that its public statements about barring his attendance might have led people unfamiliar with Mr. Della Rose and his work to infer that he was a racist. For that, SFSFC apologizes. You were kind of blatant about it, guys. This attendance ban was specific to the WorldCon 76 events produced by SFSFC, and Mr. Della Rose has the same opportunity as other members of the public to register for future FSSFC events. WorldCon 76 does not tolerate discrimination in any form, including through cosplay based on but not limited to gender, race, ethnicity, religion, age, sexual orientation, gender identity, or physical mental health conditions. SFSFC firmly believes that healthy political discourse requires active mutual good faith participation by members of the community with differing opinions. Well, your previous statements would say otherwise. Signed Kevin Roche. So yeah, they had to backpedal and kiss his ass a little bit. And that's a pretty boilerplate sort of thing. File 770, an industry blog, has read has readers who aren't too happy with this news. Oh, boo fucking who. Oh, but there's people with other opinions. Fuck off. Their reactions are laughably pained. Della Rose is dead to me. I would trust advice from him on diversity and inclusion about as far as I could throw him into an active volcano. What are you, 5? Jim Hines seemed very confused about the apology, thought it was not humiliating for WorldCon. Maybe it's just me, but SFSFC firmly believes that healthy blah 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 reads like a pretty big FU to JDA and his trolling. It's just you, Jim. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't. That's not a big FU. That's just them covering their ass. All right, so they had to pay him $4,000, probably his legal fees too, which were probably fairly substantive. And they had to issue that public apology. So this is a win for any non-far left weirdo that wants to go to a con and not be called a racist by the leadership of the convention. And this sets a precedent that they can't do this sort of thing in the future without getting sued. So, yeah, good for Mr. Della Rose on that one. Maybe that'll help other people. I'm going to reimage. Oh, yeah, I read that one. They did a European porn star ghost hunter show. Oh, I'd totally watch that. If it was Asian, I'd try to get on the show in more ways than one. It's a scary ghost. Of course, in Asia, they have really scary ghosts. So, yeah, might just stay at the hotel room with one of the hot chicks. Yeah, public apologies mean very little, but the fact that they are humiliated by doing it, because for the wokest, that is actually a big deal. To the rest of us, it's stupid shit. But for them, that's, losing face. Bow chicka, wow, wow. Well, that'd be more like, bow chicka, wow, wow. So I'm glad they had to apologize and fork over some cash. It's too bad it wasn't more money. And like I said, whatever you think of Della Rose, he's controversial. Whatever you think of him, this is still a win for the rest of us. True. American and European ghosts mostly just walk around going boo or just standing around doing stuff. But you go over and see some Ju-on or something, some grudge stuff. That shit's terrifying. Hopping vampires. You got your Filipino witch demons. No, thank you. No, thank you. There's stuff I can't pronounce. Oh, yeah, Okinawa. That's cool. Small cemetery though. I don't know. The Asians are very superstitious people too. So you'd be like, oh, let's stay in my hotel room. I've got protective wards, and that's code for condoms. All right, next article. Now that I'm done being a pervert, I am in a really big mood today. I don't know what's going on. Marvel reveals Filipino-American version of Captain America. That's right, kids. Marvel's latest. This is from Yahoo Entertainment from Next Shark by Issa Perlotta. So this is gonna be all lefty. In the series, Steve Rogers looks for a stolen shield across the U.S. with the help of former Captain Americas, such as John Walker, Sam Wilson, and Bucky Barnes, according to Rappler. That sounds like a source I would trust. New superheroes will be introduced in the 4th issue of the United States of Captain America, one of them being Bagyana. What's this bitch's name? Ari Egbanya. I don't know. I'm sorry, Filipinos. I'm not good with your language. Tagalog was never my strong point when I worked at Rosetta Stone. Marvel shared that she is a local Captain America-inspired hero who seeks justice on her college campus. When her school turns a blind eye to fellow students behaving badly, she springs into action and she's not afraid to fight dirty. Does she have a chicken? because Filipinos walk their chickens. They're little mangy chickens. They have them on little leashes and they walk them around. It's so adorable and terrifying at the same time. They're like Night of the Living Dead chickens. They're all mangy looking and scrawny, and they look like they'll pluck your face apart for nothing. Yeah, that would have made my day. That would have made it authentic. She walks a little chicken around. Yeah, I'd read that comic. Her character is meant to be inspired by Bucky Barnes' version of Captain America, which is also reflected in her design, on her influence by the costume design. No, I don't think Bucky wore a skirt. When writers Alyssa Wong and Christopher Cantwell worked with artists Dave Inglesham and Jodie something to bring what's-her-face's character to life, Wong, who was a Filipino American, she's just an American, shared with Marvel that she immediately knew she wanted to write a Filipino American girl after being asked to make a new Captain America. Who cares? I grew up without a Filipino American community for the most part, so you know nothing about Filipino culture. So every time I see a Filipino character, I get excited. That's weird. After getting to create one, a Captain America even feels incredibly special. No, it doesn't, because you're watering him down. Captain America means nothing when everybody is one. United States Captain America 4 will be released on September 22nd. Now, I have heard rumor that this girl's name in Filipino slang is a genitalia term. I've not been able to confirm that, but it's hilarious. Hold on, I'll pull up some pictures that I downloaded that are of this character, because those pictures were kind of small. My computer is really slow. How's chat doing while we're waiting? Oh, wrong page. Tried to get you to watch that last year so we could stream, comment, critique it. Which one? Sorry, man. I've been so busy with all the shit going on. Yeah, sorry, James. Captain Britain doesn't have to deal with this shit. Yeah, he does. They replaced him. It's no longer Brian Braddock. It's now his sister, Elizabeth, formerly known as Psylocke. Later evolved. Have fun at hockey. At least they kept it in the family. Yeah, I guess. All right, I got some images here. Oops, wrong webpage again. Boom. All right, so here she is. Yep, totally inspired by Bucky Barnes. See this jumper here? Yeah, she's got, he had the same type of frilly skirt. Yep, totally inspired by him. I guess the star on the arm, maybe, but it's on both arms, so I don't know. She's wearing a mask. I just assumed that was a COVID thing, but I guess he had one too. So I guess I could give you the star and the mask. I think that art is kind of lame though. This one's slightly better, but again, she just looks like some random girl. This is stitched on. This thing's not bulletproof. That's stitched on. This is just regular cloth. You're going to get killed, you poor stupid child. And does look a little exaggerated there. Looks kind of cultural appropriation. And there she is with this like garbage can riveted shield that she probably found at a prop department. This looks a little better. There's like the Star Spangled Mask here. That looks kind of cool. It's almost Black Widow inspired. That looks way better as a Star Spangled hero type character. I'd rather see that character, but I don't know. A ginger. Do we even do those anymore? So yeah, I don't know. It looks freaking dumb. It's less dumb than the last one with the really embarrassingly offensive looking Indian. That was, wow. That was something. Damn it, I keep going to the wrong browser. Yeah, it's not getting any less busy either, James. I was out doing weeds today because the town got on me about not mowing the lawn. And apparently some weeds can get big enough that they're like small trees. And I had to get something to cut them down. And I didn't want to hack my foot off with a hatchet, so I used the Dremel, and then I got yelled at for that. Lol Bandito brought back Batman. Yeah, right? Like, if you want to make a cool Filipino character with that kind of costume, that's fine. Costume looked okay. It just wasn't bulletproof or anything. And the jacket with the star on it's fine. The mask, that could be cool. She needs like something to cover her hair though, because somebody's gonna grab that in a fight. But just make a cool Filipino character. Nobody cares. But don't water down Captain America. Stop doing that shit, Marvel. It's lazy. So lazy. So lazy. My son's bad at doing lawn. I know, right? I'm going to have to hire somebody because I can't keep on it. I spent, 4 hours helping my mom today, and then I had to come home and do all the weeding and trimming, and I am bad at it. And my dad laughs at me. He's like, oh, you call that trimming, huh? Yeah, so I was out there fighting with that. I've got poison ivy on my arm now. It's slowly growing. So I tried to take like a small chemical bath, and that didn't work. But I'm also highly allergic to like poison ivy and poison sumac, so I'm fully looking forward to tomorrow where I have lots of rashes. Trying to Dremel weeds. Apparently, the town does not appreciate me doing that so close to one of their meters. So the guy driving by stopped. It's like, you shouldn't be doing that, man. You're gonna fuck something up. And I was like, whatever. I do what I want. So I just like, oh, I didn't know that. And then I waited until he left and did it anyway. So, yeah, it was a giant pain in the ass, though. Yeah, I did that too, Eagle. I'm far from immune. Yeah, so I was out doing that, and I haven't done the edge lines in a week, or a couple weeks. I mowed the lawn 2 weeks ago, and I hate mowing the lawn almost as much as I hate doing dishes. Right? I figure Weed Whacker won't take this thing down. It's like a small tree. I'm not going to be able to. I couldn't get the clippers in there to, the pruners to prune stuff. So it was just too much. So I just got the Dremel out and was like, screw it. Solution. Ground killer is like $14. 2 hours of no worries about lawn for a year. I wanted to pave the entire lawn, but since they're selling the place soon, I'm not allowed to pave the lawn anymore. Although I will write down ground killer because I've still got a few small trees to kill. Thank you for the input, James. That will save me a lot of work. Because all I had laying around was some Drano and vinegar, and that's probably not good for the lawn. Best thing you can do for poison ivy sumac is salt water, really. I did not know that. Blade attachment for the Weed Whacker. Yeah, my Weed Whacker isn't that good. It's really old. Somebody threw it away, and I happened to go over their house. I'm like, does that Weed Whacker work? And he's like, yeah, you want it? I was like, yep. Yeah, I'll definitely try salt water too. I'll pour anything on these plants because there's like vines growing up now too along the side of the garage, and I got to kill all that before we can sell it. So it's been a freaking nightmare. But nobody cares about my lawn care right now. So let's get to the next article. Sorry, I am really distractible today. It's pretty impressive. All right, Variety brings us this one. Will Spider-Man ever connect with Sony's other Marvel movies? There actually is a plan. Now, is this connecting the MCU to the Sony films? Let's find out. I don't know who this scary guy is, but here we are. When director David Leitch and Brad Pitt told Sony Pictures Motion Picture Group, that's Why do you have pitcher in there? Okay, whatever. Sanford Panich, that they were keen to cast Aaron Taylor Johnson for the ensemble thriller Bullet Train. Panich wasn't super aware of the British actor. What does this have to do with anything? Tyler Johnson, who also headlined the R-rated comic book hero franchise Kick-Ass and played Quicksilver in Marvel Studios' Avengers Age of Ultron, was so impressed Panich that he instantly shot to the top of the list for Kraven the Hunter. Yeah, if you haven't heard, they cast Quicksilver as Kraven the Hunter. Why? I don't know. The long gestating adaptation of Marvel Comics anti-hero and Spider-Man antagonist dubbed the greatest hunter in the world, after a conversation with director J.C. Chardin, Triple Frontier, Taylor Johnson landed the role. Kraven is the latest project in Sony's renewed efforts to capitalize on its trove of Marvel characters that came with the film rights to Spider-Man, along with Venom starring Tom Hardy and its upcoming sequel, Venom Let There Be Carnage, with Woody Harrelson as the title villain. Sony also has Jared Leto playing the vampiric Morbius, now set to premiere on January 21st. That movie's been done for like 2 years. To date, none of these movies, however, explicitly involve Spider-Man, or at least the Tom Holland version of the character, who is still part of Sony's unprecedented agreement to share the iconic web slinger with Disney's Marvel Studios. Because Sony's making a fat ton of cash this way, and they don't have to fail again. The latest, and on paper at least, final film in the partnership, Spider-Man No Way Home, is set to premiere this December, but Panich makes a point of separating Spidey from its other superhero titles. We don't really think of our 900 characters as the Spideyverse, he says. We have a Marvel universe. The volume of characters we have, wait till you see this next Venom. You don't miss Spider-Man. Maybe you think that. He pauses. It'll be exciting if they do meet, right? Okay. Therein lies the rub. In the world of sprawling comic book universes, the tangled web between Sony's Marvelverse and Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe is especially perplexing because Holland's Peter Parker is part of the MCU. Any appearances he would make in Sony's other Marvel films would seem to retroactively rope in the characters like Hardy's Venom and Taylor Johnson's Kraven in the MCU as well. Marvel Studios is only a producing partner with Sony on the Holland movies. Confusing things even further, the first trailer for Morbius teased an appearance by Michael Keaton, who played the Spider-Man villain Vulture in the Sony Marvel Studios co-production Spider-Man Homecoming. Panich understands that the inherent tension in this convoluted nexus of intellectual properties has engendered confusion and frustration among fans. Well, maybe the dumb ones. While he remains circumspect about the details, Panich is also candid that he expected the tensions will soon be resolved somehow, and that greenlighting Kraven, a character who's also tussled with Venom in the comics, fills in another piece of that puzzle. There actually is a plan, he says. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. I think now maybe it's getting a little more clear for people who were headed, and I think when No Way Home comes out, even more will be revealed. Yeah, they're probably going with the multiverse thing. One of the worst kept secrets in Hollywood is that No Way Home will be diving headfirst into the multiverse and incorporating characters from Sony's earlier Spider-Man movies that starred Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Alfred Molina, for example, told Variety in April that he will be digitally de-aged in No Way Home to look like he did as the villain Doc Ock at the end of 2004's Spider-Man 2, which was a fun movie. And probably the best of the Maguire ones, if you ask me. The implication is that whatever happens in No Way Home could allow Holland to live in Sony's Marvel movies while also somehow being part of the MCU, but beyond another appearance by Holland's Spidey as an as yet unannounced Marvel Studio film, No Way Home is the last film in the Marvel and Sony's current deal to share the character. When asked what the future holds for Spider-Man and Marvel Studios, Panich sounds an optimistic and vague note invoking Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige. The great thing is we have a very excellent relationship with Kevin. There's an incredible sandbox there to play with. We want those MCU movies to be absolutely huge because that's great for us and our Marvel characters. And I think that's the same thing on their side. But we have a great relationship. There's lots of opportunities, I think, that are going to happen. One of those opportunities would seem to be finally making a movie about the Sinister Six, the cabal of Spider-Man villains, including Doc Ock and Kraven. Sony tried once before as a spin-off of the 2014 Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it failed horribly. They never did it. So does making a Kraven movie mean the studio's close to bringing the heinous half dozen together for real? It's tough because I think these projects are the kinds of things we have to work on in the dark, he says. They're not ready until they're ready. Kraven is a great example because we just didn't rush it. We could have made that 3+ years ago. No, you wouldn't have. It's just now the script's awesome. JC was the right choice. We found the movie star because it was just kismet. And watching this other movie and realizing that could be perfect casting. I think eventually they'll do a Sinister Six, and they'll have to have a Spider-Man in there. I think what they're planning on doing is bringing in one of the other actors, whether it's Andrew Garfield or somebody else, to be Spider-Man in the Sony verse. And they'll introduce that this way with this new Spider-Man No Way Home. And they'll have 2 separate Spider-Mans that way. And I'm curious to know who the opponent's going to be in Kraven, because they have to have him fighting somebody. Yeah, they could use the Scarlet Spider. That would be the way to go, and just use Ben Reilly. And they could recap the entire thing very, very easily. Oh, thank you, Becca. Oh, very generous of you. Thank you, Becca. Thanks for the entertainment, Jack. You've helped pass the time at work tonight. Hey, I'm glad I could help, and that's super generous of you. Thank you. Sorry you're stuck at work. I used to like working night shift because I'm a night person, but at the same time, you get all the weird shit goes on at night. Kraven the Lizard would be nice. I would watch that. If that would be a great premise. Or have him fight. So there's a lot of other characters they have access to. Now, with like Venom, they could have Silver Sable show up. They have a lot of characters from the Spider-Man universe that could show up in their other movies. And villain versus villain would be really cool. They could have a Kraven versus Venom. Kraven versus the Lizard would be awesome. And, you know, they have other heroes as well. You've got Ben Reilly. You've got Miles Morales. You've got Spider-Woman, which we'll get to in a minute. They've got Spider-Man Noir would make a really cool movie. What's the other? They got a bunch of other characters. I think they have Prodigy, which is a stupid character, and a bunch of the other costume stuff that Spider-Man's done over the years that they could spin off. So there's a lot of things they could do. They could do a Spider-Gwen, unfortunately, and actually make it good, maybe. But there's a lot of Spider-Man universe characters that they could use that could be interesting, but they're just not doing it. Black Cat, yeah, absolutely. Ooh, good luck. Isn't that kind of a cheat, though? Because, like, once you get all that paperwork done, don't you feel a little ripped off when they're like, oh, we settled? Like you feel like you did all that for nothing? That's how I would feel. Especially if they waited till the last minute, and that's a big middle finger to you. Like, oh, I put in dozens of hours on this. Fuck you too, assholes. Yeah, James, me and Polly sat down one time and came up with different ways they could make Spider-Gwen interesting. And they just won't do it. They even have that character Silk, who was bitten by the same spider as Spider-Man. It's a stupid character, but every character has potential. And there's a lot of stuff floating around. They have some weird, really obscure shit floating around in the Spider-Man storylines from the 60s and 70s that they could pull out and dust off and make a movie. Because, you know what? If you had Big Wheel versus Stiltman, I would watch that movie. It'd be dumb as hell, but it'd be a lot of fun. I would absolutely watch that. All right, let's talk some Star Trek because I'm not done getting pissed off yet, I guess. The official Star Trek Twitter claims they will remove hate speech. Employs Will Wheaton and Marina Sirtis. Don't get distracted by this image. This is from an upcoming comic, a Mirror Universe book that will probably be fairly interesting. This is from Bounding into Comics. The official Star Trek Twitter account recently posted they would remove hate speech. The Star Trek universe is a safe community for all. Unless you're a Romulan or a Vulcan or, I don't know, anything Q messes with. I don't know. It doesn't sound very safe. They included an image that reads, infinite diversity and infinite combinations. It then reiterates Star Trek University is a safe community for all. It doesn't sound very safe. From there, it states, we welcome passionate and thoughtful conversations about the Star Trek universe. We will not tolerate and will remove any racist, misogynistic, transphobic, ableist, and homophobic comments or hate speech. Well, then you're not welcoming passionate and thoughtful conversations, are you? Like, why are there no wheelchair ramps on Klingon ships? Have you thought about that? Why are the Jeffries tubes not able to be accessed by handy-capable people? Huh? Why? What if a dude's only got one arm? How's he going to get around in the Jeffries tube? Huh? Have you thought about that, Star Trek? Screw you. Whatever you make of the post, it appears that Viacom CBS, the company behind Star Trek, does not actually believe in their own messaging, given they employ Will Wheaton as well as Marina Sirtis. Wheaton, who first appeared in Star Trek The Next Generation, much to the dismay of all of us, recently hosted The Ready Room, a YouTube show on the then CBS All Access YouTube channel, recapping episodes of Star Trek Picard. Because he's a D-bag. Related, Star Trek actor Will Wheaton implies white people are domestic terrorist insurgents. Declares he doesn't want the United States unified. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wheaton clearly expressed his hatred when he declared white people are domestic terrorist insurgents. And he doesn't want a unified United States just a few short months ago in January. He posted to Facebook, make no mistake, these domestic terrorist insurgents were allowed to storm and occupy the Capitol for like 2 hours. And it wasn't much of a storming. There is extensive video of police stepping aside to let them pass. I've seen video of a cop taking a selfie with a rioter inside the building. All right, that's funny. Yeah, not much of an insurgency if people are taking selfies and not burning the place down or looting the shit out of it. That's the worst insurgency in fucking history. He continued to compare today's behavior by law enforcement and the state to their behavior in summer during the peaceful civil rights protests, separate from the violence. And it is undeniable that today's violence and chaos was permitted and encouraged by choice. Hey, why don't you talk to Ted Wheeler and get back to me, huh? And DA Mike Schmidt out there in Portland. And the 5,000 plus dismissed charges against rioters and people who attacked cops and tried to burn them alive at the police station. Go fuck yourself, Wheaton. This was a decision. This was allowed encouragement. Oh, God, fuck off. I hate this kid so much. He's a baby brain. His smooth brain. There must be consequences. Yeah. He followed up with writing, I am, always have been, and always will be proudly anti-fascist. Wow, bold statement. I will not unify or come together or seek common ground with fascists, and neither should you. So, are you telling me you want to kill them all? Well, if you're never going to have common ground with them, where did they get to live? So, I'm curious your final solution here, Wheaton. At the end of April, Wheaton also revealed his hatred when he posted on Facebook wearing a shirt that says, destroy the patriarchy. He made it clear that his shirt says, noting in the post, and because it's an FAQ on my Instagram, my t-shirt says, destroy the patriarchy. I bought it from Pussy Riot. Oh, so you gave Russians money. Now, these images didn't load because this is an archive, but the original article is still available at Bounding into Comics. Wheaton also called millions of Americans fascists in early April. He posted, Shitler, wants his MAGA chuds to boycott MLB. And I'm like, okay, do MLS and NHL next. Does he really think he's funny? Like, do people laugh at these? Because, I mean, and not laughing at the special kid licking the window way, but like they think he's actually funny. In a comment on his post, he wrote, like, honestly, boycott everything. Just stay home and cower in fear until you pass out, you fucking fascist. How many masks you wearing right now, Wheaton? Not only does Viacom and CPS employ Wheaton, they also employ Marina Sirtis, who reprised her role as Deanna Troi from Star Trek The Next Generation on Star Trek Picard. Sirtis showed off her hateful behavior when she claimed Texans deserved what they got when they were suffering from a horrific snowstorm, where Weather.com reported that at least 20 deaths are believed to be connected to the weather this week in Texas, in addition to at least 18 others in 11 states. She tweeted, don't get me wrong, my heart bleeds for what Texas are going through right now. But the mean girl in me is saying, you get the government you deserve, and they voted Republican across the board for the last 20 years. Well, McAllen just flipped Republican, so that's not entirely true. Beto for governor. Fuck off, you don't even live in Texas. Is she even in the U.S.? She was in the U.K. Stop meddling in our politics, weirdo. You're not a news commentator. Fuck off. The official website is also advocated for communism, posting an article with the headline that reads, the Star Trek communist hopes Star Trek can inspire real revolution. I think we went over that. They are definitely pro-commie over there. The article promotes a man named Will Guinan, I don't know, and his belief that communism will lead to utopian visions shown in Star Trek, which he's stupid. Difference between communism and post-scarcity is vast and numerous. Maybe if you were in the mirror universe. The conclusion is that it's only through socialist revolution to overthrow capitalism, going to the next stage of human development, can you actually do that. No, that's stupid. David Satter in the Wall Street Journal claims the ideology of communism has resulted in 100 million deaths in 100 years. Very true. Between Mao, Ho Chi Minh, Stalin, Lenin, Trotsky, a handful of communist leaders, Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-il, millions and millions of deaths. It's untold suffering. The total number of victims is closer to 100 million. That makes communism the greatest catastrophe in human history. Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see if Viacom, CBS, and Star Trek will fire Wheaton and Sirtis for their blatant uses of hate speech. I doubt it. It will also be interesting to see if they denounce Nigel and his promotion of a hateful ideology through Star Trek. Nope, they're not going to. It really looks like Star Trek Twitter is run by hateful commies, but most of the media is these days. So yeah, they're giving Will Wheaton some work. Why, I don't know. That dude's fucking annoying. So do you guys find Will Wheaton amusing in anything other than a window liquor way? Again, please shoot me. Not enough mass to cut off the oxygen supply. Texas is just fine. Yeah, leave Texas alone. The Star Trek ratings are really, really bad. Apparently, Discovery, when it was on CBS recently, the ratings came back and it was the lowest ranked show on the list, and it lost to like 4 reruns. All right, I gotta blow my nose here. Give me 1 second. Thank you. Yeah, I think you summed it up quite nicely, Becca. Yeah, they refused to release the streaming numbers, but when they put it on CBS, they put it on primetime CBS, and it totally bombed. They had to hide the numbers, and they're still trying for another season. I don't understand that. Yeah, sure, you got the sets around, but what a waste of time and money. Fucking idiots. All right, we go from Wheaton's Orange Man Bad TDS to Jim Starlin's. And this is from Screen Rant. Thanos creator new comic villain is a Donald Trump lookalike. He looks like one of those trolls from the 90s that would have the gem in the belly and you're supposed to rub it for good luck. He doesn't really look like Trump. He just looks like one of those trolls, like the king of them. Thanos creator Jim Starlin is known for helping dream up iconic comic book characters like Drax the Destroyer, Gamora, and Shang-Chi, but his latest comic villain is a not-so-subtle parody of ex-U.S. President Donald Trump. Very timely, Jim. Very timely. Back in 2019, then President Donald Trump and his re-election campaign team ran a video of the official Trump War Room re-election campaign Twitter account showing Trump's face superimposed over Marvel villain Thanos as he snaps his fingers and attempts to destroy the universe, as seen from Avengers Endgame. As Trump Thanos gloats, "I am inevitable," and snaps his fingers. The video cuts to Democrat leaders Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, and Jerry Nadler and shows them turning to dust. The ad drew both criticism and confusion from viewers, especially since the scene takes place where Thanos fails to kill anyone and is turned to dust by Tony Stark. It's still funny. Fuck off. One of the ad's most vocal critics was Thanos' own creator Jim Starlin, who struck back at Trump by creating an evil alien king, Pluto Tram, an obvious anagram for Donald Trump. That's not even original. For his crowdfunded graphic novel, Dreadstar Returns, this is the type of shit that makes me not back crowdfunders. This comic's a continuation of the original Dreadstar comics published by Marvel's Epic Comics imprint. And they also went over to Malibu, I think, and a couple other places with Dreadstar. Follows Vanth Dreadstar, the leader of a spacefaring team involved in numerous intergalactic conflicts. In the opening pages of Dreadstar Returns, Dreadstar encounters Pluto Tram, an overweight orange king with a huge sweep of blonde hair over his crown. After easily defeating Tram's minions and slicing through the king's gun with his laser sword, Dredd calls out to the ruler stating, "Clearly your own welfare is your number one priority. In my book, that makes you disqualified. So consider yourself fired." Wow, you're so original, Jim. Wow, that's so edgy for 1985. The lines, a not so subtle ripoff of the Apprentice TV show, precede King Tram's ultimate punishment, as the later panel shows his decapitated head on a pike with the caption, "King Tram and his unjust rule are ancient history." Starlin's, who's been known to also create parody characters to mock his bosses at Marvel, later disclosed in an interview that to inverse Pluto Tram was created as a response to Trump's appropriation of Thanos for his re-election ad, stating, "A certain politician using a character of mine," you don't own him, Marvel does, "in one of his political ads might have riled me a bit. Grow up." I figured he was open game at that point. Grow up, dude. This isn't the first time Trump appeared in comics. In Marvel Comics New Avengers number 47, a pre-President Trump limousine blocks an ambulance, prompting Luke Cage to lift it out of the way while Trump threatens to sue the superhero. One glare from Cage is enough to scare Trump into cowering inside his car. Later in All New Wolverine number 19, it's implied that a nervous President Trump orders S.H.I.E.L.D. to scorch Roosevelt Island and thousands of people living on it when he learns an alien virus is spreading on the island. Fortunately, Nick Fury is ordered to delay the order. Grow up. It's said that people shouldn't upset writers lest they appear unfavorable fictional depictions of themselves in stories. Donald Trump may have chosen the wrong clip of Thanos to announce his inevitable presidency, but with the bad blood generated between him and Jim Starlin, perhaps it was inevitable that King Pluto Tram would make his debut in Dreadstar Returns. Comic people are children. This would have been edgy in 1985, but it's just dumb. This sequence is dumb. It's childish. And the thing with Wolverine is dumb and childish. And quite frankly, if there's an alien virus, maybe scorching an island is worth it. I don't know. But that's for other bigger brains to worry about. I think this is very, very childish. Although he does look like one of those trolls, and I want to rub his tummy for good luck. It's cartoonish and stupid, and Jim Starlin needs to grow up. You're like 60, dude. Get over yourself. Big deal. He made a political ad out of your stupid character. Stop being a child. Oh, hey, Jim Healis. How you doing? You didn't miss it. You can always go back and watch it again. Fired. Yeah, there's always residuals for some of this stuff, but I'm pretty sure when they created Thanos back in like 1980, it was work for hire, so he's getting nothing out of that. But he owns Dreadstar, so he could do whatever he wants with it. It's just stupid. Hey, Johnny, how you doing, man? Oh, glad to have you. They won't deal with an alien virus by scorching an island, so that's how COVID spread. Hey, good point. Just going to leave that one lie so I don't lose my channel. All right, I'm only going to go over 2 more articles and give you a little teaser for another thing I'm going to talk about. A different stream or an episode, I'm not sure which. I might just do it as a short stream. So, next up, we have longtime Spider-Man fan Issa Rae is going to be the next Spider-Woman. And she shared an adorable Spidey throwback. This is from BuzzFeed. Because of course it is. So, yeah, this article writer is a huge fan of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Well, good news, Spider fans. It's just announced that oh, damn it. I fucking hate this mouse. Issa Rae will be joining the cast as Spider-Woman. Samek Moore and Haley Steinfeld will be returning to the sequel as Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy, respectively, with the original director, Peter Ramsey, acting as executive producer. Oh, talk about resting bitch face. Wow. Looks like Greta Thunberg. The announcement will probably cement Gwen Stacy as Spider-Gwen, and not as she is in some of the comics, her own universe's version of Spider-Woman. But who knows? I am but a fool with Wikipedia, not a spider on the wall of the writer's room. Wow, your alliterations are lazy and 9th grade level. And so we'll be playing Jessica Drew, aka the original Spider-Woman in the comics, but it's not clear what direction they're taking with the character yet. The TLDR is of the Spider-Woman backstory is that her parents injected her with arachnid blood to save her from radiation poisoning. Okay. And she then became a Hydra agent before becoming our trusty Spider Gal. But again, the Spider-Verse plot details are very much under wraps. It's extra fab that Issa will be voicing the character because we know that she's been a huge Spider-Man fan since she was a kid. Since the 3rd grade, I've loved Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man in 3rd grade. Comic books, memorabilia, everything. She told Variety. On the note of superhero franchises in general, Issa was wary and said they were oversaturating the character. However, she added, would I take one on that I liked? Yes, absolutely, an existing franchise. So I guess Issa likes the Spider-Verse. Damn, I wish I could manifest that kind of energy. Oh, you could have put an exclamation point. That may have done it. She said it's a dream come true. She likes Spider-Man a lot. Here she is with the balloon. There's a bigger picture of her with a balloon. Happy birthday. Oh, that's Obsession. I thought that was a Scarface poster. It's like, what the shit? All right, we're going to have to wait till October 7th, 2022 for the movie. Now, I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, and I refuse to watch it because this is not Spider-Man. This is discount store Spider-Man, and Spider-Gwen's annoying. So get rid of her, have more of this guy. and he's a background character because he's not Spider-Man. He's bad substitute Spider-Man. He's Beta Man. I hate Miles Morales so much. Bendis is just such an awful writer. But I'd be willing to see this. That I know her work from some of the movies she's been in. She's a good actress. I don't know if they're going to race swap Jessica Drew or not. They haven't said. I'm sure they will, though, for this. It wouldn't surprise me. But she's a decent actress, so she'll voice the character just fine. But we'll see how it plays out. Like I said, I'm not hopeful with any of this stuff anymore. Jim, they're probably very mad, quite frankly. She's a blonde, blue-eyed character. Oof, the worst kind. Probably straight. I don't know. It's Marvel. They hate that. Yeah, they don't like... What I've discovered, Rotten Corpse, is that most people working with comic characters right now do not understand the point of a secret identity. So wearing a mask offends them on multiple levels. And actors, of course, want to show their stupid faces off and get recognition or whatever. And it really kills the idea of the story. They did that really well with Hugo Weaving and V for Vendetta, where he did not take the mask off. And he made it a point not to. And good on him for being a real actor then. Say what you will about the movie, at least he never took his stupid mask off, and they could have easily gone for the cheap shot right there. All right, last article, and then I will wrap this sucker up. Shocked? This is from Bleeding Fool. Disney and Nickelodeon star charged with crimes against a child. And this is Jared Bell, who played Drake on the hit Nickelodeon series Drake and Josh. Is facing charges in Cuyahoga County, Ohio. That's Cleveland area. For allegedly spreading harmful material to juveniles and endangering minors. According to Fox News 8, Jared Bell, 34, entered a not guilty plea and waived the reading of the indictment. Although the exact date of his arrest is unknown, the actor pleaded not guilty and secured a $2,500 personal bond. The date for the pretrial hearing has been set for June 23rd, so that's coming up. We may know more about this than the UFO thing, because that's not until the 25th. The alleged incident occurred on December 1st, 2017, according to Fox News 8. However, the nature of the alleged crime was not disclosed. That's why he waived the reading. Bell was last seen in Cuyahoga court on Thursday. Bell filed for bankruptcy in 2014, stating that he owned $581,000 at the time. Drake and Josh aired on Nickelodeon, which is owned by Viacom CBS, for 4 seasons beginning in 2004. After the show finished, Bell went on to play Peter Parker in Disney XD's Ultimate Spider-Man animated series and is now known as Drake Campagna, a singer-songwriter. Why would you change your name? Okay, whatever. Bell is most recent in his long line of Nickelodeon stars to get legal troubles or become entangled in personal controversies. Actor Cody Longo from the TV show Hollywood Heights was arrested for domestic assault last year. Isn't that the fat kid from That's So Raven? Dan Snyder produced a number of popular Nickelodeon shows in the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s, but he and Nickelodeon parted ways in 2018 after rumors of abuse complaints against Schneider, though the official story is that it was a natural time to end their partnership. Isn't he the weirdo that took pictures of feet? Many fans have pointed out a sexualization of young girls in Snyder's shows, particularly having to do with feet. Oh, look who's right. And somebody said he played Ricky on Better Off Dead, and that fits Ricky just right. So yeah, this guy's in trouble for showing weird shit to minors and juveniles, endangering minors, and harmful material to juveniles. I'm wondering if there isn't more there, but charges of crimes against a child are pretty serious. These are probably not that heavy for time, but it might get him on a list somewhere if he's not careful. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't know anything about Drake and Josh. It's way after my time. but some of my friends' kids used to watch this. So I thought I'd share this one as well. Now, I've got a couple articles about He-Man, but I think that's been kind of talked to death. So I might do a separate short stream on that this weekend. So not going to get into that on this one because it's already, hour and a half? Yeah, hour and 49 minutes in. Jared, yeah, maybe he worked at Subway. So does anybody have any questions before we wrap up? Oh, I wish they'd made a sequel to Dread. Carl Urban was great in that. Yeah, I forgot about that. He never took the helmet off either. Good call, BG. Yeah, Stallone took the mask off. That was just a Stallone vehicle. I did not like that movie. I never understood foot fetishes either. That's gross. Feet are disgusting. That's like having an earwax fetish. You're just gross. Get help. Get some help. All right. Well, oh, wait. What are your thoughts about the new He-Man? Oh, we'll do that in a separate stream, James. Nice try. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to elaborate on with that, but I kind of want to go over that in a separate thing because Kevin Smith has been caught lying about his fandom, and he even lied about Clownfish TV and called them out, and it turned out that they may have been right about how woke this is going to be. Yeah, it's a long story, Becca. It's disgusting, and I'd really rather not relive it. But yeah, I met somebody that was into earwax, and it was fucking gross. He-Man gets his own stream. Still need to watch Flight of Dragons. Yeah, there's a lot of shit I need to watch. I'm so far behind on pretty much most of my entertainment. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to get caught up anytime soon. I mean, this isn't a therapy group for the trauma from the current comic book industry. I don't think there's a lot of therapy to be had. Those are called back issues. I'm going to end up reviewing a lot more back issues because a lot of the new stuff just isn't good. And I'm paring down more and more. Like, this was a big week at 13 issues. And that's just sad. So, yeah, I'm probably going to start reviewing. I got a bunch of reviews that need to be finished and assembled. And I've got about 30 of them done. They just need the last audio review and then put together and posted. And I was going to try and do that today, but I ended up doing the yard work instead. So tonight or tomorrow I'll have some up, and the patrons will have a video up as well. And I'm hoping to get that rolling and do 2 or 3 a day for the next couple weeks while I get caught up, and then do some more back issue reviews because, quite frankly, at $4 to $6 a book, you could get really good back issues for that price, and you might as well. Oh, Colonel Potter from MASH. Did he yell at it? Was Radar there? All right, I'm going to wrap up, guys. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging out. It's greatly appreciated, and thank you to Becca for the generous donation. It helps quite a bit. And hopefully we'll see you all on the next episode. And if you're going to be up later, Monkey in the Morning will be on. He plays a wizard. What? Colonel Potter plays a wizard? Okay, you blew my mind, James. But thanks for coming out, you guys. It's greatly appreciated. Sorry I'm all over the place. It's been a long day. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, Becca. I'll see you guys later. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for coming out.